Let's talk about the fastest and the most scientific way to grow your revenue and your impact as a chiropractor. I'm Dr. Dan. I'm a consultant and a coach to chiropractors. I get passionate about the brain and about the work that you do. If you're looking to scale your business, you are gonna wanna hear this one. So here's the deal. I am very passionate about this specific message, how to grow your revenue quickly and do it with the most evidence-based approach. So for me, I talk to chiropractors literally every day, and they're all at different seasons of life and different places of their practice, which is great. They all have dreams and aspirations. Unfortunately, many are not reaching them. They're not accomplishing the things that they thought about, the dreams they had as a chiropractic student, or maybe even before, or right when they entered into practice. They had this idea about what it would be like, and unfortunately, they've shelved a lot of those because it's harder than they thought. And so now they're on a trajectory where they want to know what is the way to go to the next level for them. Some of them want to scale out of their practice, meaning they want more time off. They are shackled to their practice. They can't leave. They've got some success, but they can't leave it. Others just need more revenue. Like they are living paycheck to paycheck. They're living in this stressed out state. And it just, it hurts me and it breaks my heart because what you have as a chiropractor is so needed today. And so this message, I want you to hear me because there's a way to actually get better results very quickly, but it's probably not what you think. I'm not the guy that's gonna tell you, hey, just do this script or do it the way I did it. That's actually one of the worst ways you do. You need to be you.
I am.
But what are you actually communicating? It turns out that who you are, what you believe, and what you know about your thing, the benefits about what you provide and where they're headed if they don't get it, is the key ingredient. When you look at the common denominators for any business, particularly in a health practice and particularly for a chiropractor, the thing you have to evaluate is first is, can you efficiently and effectively take care of people? Can you deliver the goods, right? Can you do fulfillment? In any businesses, can we fulfill on the promises? Second thing is, can we actually convert? Can we communicate so people want what we have? And then ultimately, can we turn on the faucet of new people? Can we acquire new people? There's people in the public, in your community that don't know you yet. Can we get them to come in? Do we have a process to convert them to say yes, to pay, to follow through, to commit? And then ultimately, can we take care of them, deliver the results that we have effectively communicated to them? The question is, where are you at in the process? How confident are you in your process? And then ultimately, when you nail this, be able to scale accordingly. Maybe you need an associate so that you can remove yourself. Maybe you need more staff. Maybe you need a bigger facility. Whatever it is and whatever your goals are, it comes down to those three things. School does a decent enough job to help us take care of people. The other key is the ability to go get new patients. Now, when I graduated chiropractic college and came out, I would literally sit at screenings every single weekend. Here's a cool little secret. In today's economy, because people get their information from their phone or from their computer, there's a way to reach these people without ever having to do a screening or ever having to do a talk or a workshop. I'm telling you right now, they exist and it can be done. Now, you have to be able to convert cold paid traffic. And this is where I come in. This is where this video is all about, is how to get the most scientific and fastest way to revenue growth. It's gonna come down to your ability to convert these cold leads. And you may say, hey, I got warm leads, I do referrals. That's great. You still gotta be able to convert them. You must have an effective conversion process. So when I teach clients this, we start with the trust triggers, making sure you have trust triggers built into your communication so that you don't have to think about it and you're literally pulling them in and building trust, what we know is measured by oxytocin, every single time you interact with somebody. The second thing is care plan magic. You need to know exactly why you make your recommendations and to be able to sell a care plan that people commit to, get great results with, and are willing to pay cash with. And then the third thing is to crush conversions every single time. There's part of the brain that makes decisions, and when you know which part it is and you hit it every time, it's not that 100% of people convert. That's not what this is about. That's not what I would even recommend. But it's that you know that when they say yes, they know what they're saying yes to. And when they say no, they know what they're saying no to. There's peace to that. And ultimately you can get conversions reproducibly no matter what community you're in. How do you do this and what is the fastest and quickest way? Now, I described to you there's a process that everybody must have. You must have a process to convert people, to take people off the street, this public, this cold traffic that don't know you, that takes them through a process to makes them feel understood, makes them have value for what you do, and ultimately be willing to not only pay, but commit, follow through, and actually tell others. From the proceedings of National Academy of Sciences shows that when you say something from a part of your brain, your listeners hear it and receive it in the same part of the brain that you said it from. It is called neurocoupling. And when you evaluate this research in 2010, it came out and it blew the minds of researchers, because what it showed is that there's this mirror neuron effect. And that simply means that the way you say it and the place that you say it from actually is the same place they hear it from. The fastest and quickest way to get somebody to believe what you have to offer is that you believe it yourself. But when you believe it, three things happen. Number one, it's this mirror neuron effect. They hear it from the same place that you're telling it from. So if that's a doubtful place in your mind, in your brain, in your spirit, guess how they're gonna receive that? The second thing is when you're convicted about what you do and you know the value it provides and you know where they're gonna head if they don't get it, you know where they're gonna end up, you actually are more willing to act. You're more willing to speak up because you care about them and you don't want them to end up in a place that's not in their best interest. And thirdly, you have this law of detachment, that they need you more than you need them. And when you speak from that place, you're not needy. When you know what you have, it's a level of conviction that can't be coached. I can't coach you on conviction, but I can put things in front of you that allow your conviction to be built. And when you do that, you have the law of detachment on your side. You're not needy anymore. You actually are willing to step up and speak out because you know you can help them and where they're headed. And ultimately, they're feeling that with the mirror neuron effect. And I want you to have that level of conviction as well. So let me just share with a couple of the books and the publications that I have studied from and continue to study from to get my level of conviction. This is from my friend Heidi Havoc, The Reality Check. Every chiropractor needs to have this one. This is a good one here. It's called Energy Medicine by James Oshman. The scientific basis of energy. He talks about, let me just take a second. This is chapter 15. Conclusion, is energy medicine the medicine of the future? Emissions from the hands of therapists. Application, the dual nervous system, a direct current control system, energetic pulses precede actions. He talks about all of the things that we hold so true, that structure equals function. And he's got all the data. So for me, I love to read this stuff because it reminds me there's a cause, and if that cause is not addressed, and we address it, if they don't get it, then they're never gonna get the cause. And if they don't get the cause, their life will forever be less efficient, less functional, less mobile. And if I hold that dear in my heart, then I speak from that place. The Scientific Basis of Spinal Manipulation Therapy for Constitutional Illnesses by Frank Gordon. I'm not saying you need to read these ones. I'm just pointing out, like, I'm a geek at reading this stuff because it just reminds me chiropractic could go away tomorrow. You've probably heard me, if you've heard me speaking before, you've heard me say this. Chiropractic in itself, all the adjustments, all the schools, all the clinics, all the insurance, all the reimbursement, all of it could go away. But the biology and physiology that chiropractors do to influence human health, would that change? Of course it wouldn't. So chiropractic is a vehicle to address this real and actual and scientific thing. So if people don't get it, their life will not be lived as quality and arguably as quantity, and we can influence that. These books I read and have read and have taken notes on that allow me to have a level of conviction, that I'm willing to do things that I wouldn't have done. I'm an introvert. I'm a shy, introverted dude. But when I dive into this stuff, it reminds me that I uniquely am equipped and positioned, and I would believe it's my assignment to make sure people understand that there is a better way to live. And that as a chiropractor, we uniquely influence that unlike anybody else. They feel it through this neurocoupling effect and your willingness to do things you wouldn't typically do because you actually care enough to know they'll never get it from anywhere else. And so I will forever be talking about this. I have a deep passion to help chiropractors take their rightful place in their community, in their business, and in their revenue, so that they can be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. When I say part of the problem, I mean actually getting the things that they want in their life. And the way that happens is an ability to communicate to the masses. And communication starts with conviction, and the neurology is there. And so, if you need help with this, there's a link below somewhere in the notes, or you can go to my Instagram or to my Facebook or to my TikTok or to my website, and you can find a way to reach out to us to see if we can help you reach the next level of success for you. I will not stop ranting and raving about this. It is a great time to be a chiropractor. It arguably is one of the greatest times. You have an ability to bring hope by helping them understand that healing comes from inside out, and then an application called the chiropractic adjustment that influences it like nobody else and nothing else, and a philosophy that follows that. And so when you're looking to scale your practice and your business, you must have a conversion process that will allow you to turn the faucet of new patients so that you can effectively and efficiently deliver the goods. And that conversion process starts with your conviction. So there you have it. Subscribe below. More from me. God bless. We'll see you in the next one.